Yo, what's good? We're gonna do a little bit of trade recap today. First trade for the week for this week, and it results to a win. So let's get to it. Right. So starting on the daily time frame, we're gonna construct our bias for the day. I usually trade this during the PM session. So what we see in the daily is we're very bullish. As you can see, we have this daily order block, bullish order block, consolidating onto that along with a daily fair value gap. So we're bullish in the daily, on the hourly. What I see in the hourly is we didn't have a break of structure to the downsides. We're bullish. We have this market structure shift, and we got another break of structure. So we broke structure. So we're bullish in the hourly. So that's it. The bias is we're bullish. So when 10 p.m. opens, 30 minutes before market open, we got this inversion. We inverse that for value gap, that SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side efficiency. I mark out this buy side liquidity and this buy side liquidity on the 15 minute, and this would be my point of interest, this inversion for value gap. Scaling down onto the 15-minute time frame. Now what I saw in the 15-minute, we had buy side liquidity mark out on the 15-minute, buy side liquidity on the hourly. So in here, we inverse the hourly fair value gap. We get a retouch onto it. Then we're a very bullish scenario. So this would be just a continuation order flow to be bullish. So scaling down on the 5-minute. On the 5-minute, there's really nothing into it. This is a jagged price action, and it is suddenly get a retracement. Then that's our trade. So scaling down onto the 1-minute, this is the trade that I took. Always the same, as you can see. So this is nothing right here. So you should not trade at this kind of range. You gotta wait for price to dump onto the HTF, a higher time frame POI, higher time frame concept, which is on the hourly. That's what I only use. We had a manipulation. We retouch onto the hourly inversion for value gap, which would act as your point of interest, higher time frame point of interest. We got an inversion. Why did I not consider this inversion right here? Because we have now a retracement. So if you wait for, you could wait for price to get inverse this, but the concept, the idea is we are already on a very bullish scenario. So there's no reason for price to dump, taking out this London lows. We gotta go up since on the hourly we're very bullish. So you can see we broke structure in the hourly. We had a market structure shift. So this is the trade right here. Once you have the fully good bias, especially in the daily and the hourly, connected to your bias, that's the reason to look into this inversion for value gap rather than this right there, because we're already in a very bullish scenario. So we get inversion for value gap, inverse this entry to that, change state, consolidate, and as you can see, price is respecting of this inversion for value gap. It didn't close, only the wicks here. It didn't close to the lower half of this inversion for value gap or the SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. That's from ICT, what I learned concept. So it's gonna get a dump up. Where I usually get my break even is at this high right here. I close my price all the way there like that, and then we're on a risk-free even trade, and all the way to take profit, which is the 15-minute buy side liquidity right here. And I always aim for a 1:2 or a 1:3 restored ratio. So this is a good trade. I made about $2,000 plus in here, but on demo, because I'm just mastering my mental parameters, risk parameter, confluence parameters, and also other precautions that I listed on my trading rules. So yeah, this is a good trading day, and I think I'm gonna trade later because mostly for this week, we don't have any red folder on the PM session opening, New York PM session. We only have yellow, sometimes orange folders on the 11 p.m. So I think I'm going to trade today and do another trade recap for tomorrow. So see you guys tomorrow for another trade recap.